Profits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
All right, it's Mornings on Lone Star here on Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. We got a full group with us today because we're talking about a grand opening of the Westside Recreation Center in Owen Park happening on June 20th. And in the studio with me is pretty much everyone that works for the Parks and Recs department here in Conroe. Guys, what's going on?
Good morning.
Good morning.
We got if people are watching on YouTube and they can see everything, we got a full table. And so I'm going to try to do as best I can on the camera work, but just focus on me. Okay? All right, so let's go around the table. I'm Dick. I'm the host. And to my right is...
I'm Kyle Bartlett. I'm the Center Supervisor for the Westside Recreation Center.
I'm Scott Perry. I'm the Assistant Director for Parks and Recreation on the recreation side of things.
Okay.
I'm Mike Cantu. I'm the C.K. Ray Recreation Center Supervisor.
Okay.
I'm Elizabeth Anderson. I'm the Community Recreation Supervisor for the Oscar Johnson Jr. Community Center and the Conroe Senior Center.
And I'm Sarah McClure. I'm the Aquatic Supervisor.
That's a lot of places. So let me wrap my head around this. So the C.K. Ray is that really cool place with the pools, and it's on Candy Cane area, right? Is that right, Mike?
Yeah. Yes. Sarah's in charge of the pools, and I'm in charge of the place where people come to exercise. And
so yeah, that's what I would call it, the main facility, I guess, right? And then you're at Oscar Johnson, which is on the Loop. If I know, where is it?
No, it's close to downtown on 100 Park Place.
What? Hold on, help me out here.
So think about, you know where the feed store is?
Yeah.
If you look beyond the feed store, that's Oscar Johnson Jr. Community Center across the tracks.
Oh my gosh, I never even knew that. I'm learning it.
Yeah, it's funny because that's you and about 80% of the people that we tend to run across. Best kept secret.
Yeah, what's that sign ordinance they have here? Like you can only do it like 4 feet above the ground or whatever. Stupid city stuff. You know? I'm just giving a hard time. One of my friends owns a business. He was telling me about how high you could build a sign. I was like, I didn't realize that. How much money goes into that kind of thought. But okay, so we got the Oscar Johnson, C.K. Ray, and then Kyle. What do you? I mean, I don't think you even said a facility.
I said Westside Recreation Center.
The new one.
The new one.
Oh, the new. Well, it's not even open. So it doesn't count.
It is actually open.
Oh, it is open.
But we're going to be doing our grand opening on June 20th. So this coming Tuesday, we'll be doing our grand opening. We'll be doing a ribbon cutting at 10:30. So, I mean, it is what people call the old YMCA. The C.K. Ray Recreation Center was the old YMCA, but now we're the new old YMCA.
People will get over that real quick.
No, actually not.
I know, I'm kidding because I'm here in the old utility billing.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how many people think I could still pay their bills. Even when they see all this stuff, it's like, this guy could still do it, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure.
You have all the equipment to do it.
So I'll make sure to show up and have my YMCA pass. I'm like, this is still good here, right?
We can convert it for a small fee.
Well, actually, let me talk about that because this facility is, I mean, that park is huge, or that area is huge.
Very big, yeah.
So exactly what did you guys do to it?
Go ahead.
That's a good question, right? I didn't confuse anybody.
Well, we're just kind of looking to see who's going to answer it. Right?
We did a lot. We put on a new roof. We knocked out some HVAC controls. We moved from a pneumatic system to a full electric.
We're going real detail with this. I like.
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
What's the color paint? Did we change?
Oh yeah, we did change all the paint.
That's what I
we
figured.
went with a navy and a copper.
Doorknobs completely different.
Doorknobs, yeah, completely different. Windows are different.
Okay,
ceiling
so
tiles.
I guess the best answer is the building, if you're used to going to the YMCA, is going to be the same look of the building.
The layout of the building is the same.
Okay.
It's a cinder block building.
Because I imagine you guys, someone buys that property, the city buys, let's just tear it all down.
Oh, no.
No.
Well, I know, but I was like, what? There's so much stuff there. I wonder what they're going to do with it.
You're right. I'll tell you one thing that we ran across, too, is... the ADA codes change occasionally, right? And so over the years, those things change. And whenever you were a part of a facility, I guess you have a facility, and some things you're kind of grandfathered into. But once that place sells, or once we took over, there was a lot of things that we had to do to get into ADA compliance. Things as simple as all the light switches had to be moved down 18 inches. And then all of the
you can't get grandfathered into that.
Nope. Once it sells, you've got to meet code. And we kind of ran into the same thing with the pools, which in fact, Sarah didn't get a chance to say where she is. I just thought about that when I was about to talk to the pool.
So I'm officed out of the Cool Park in Candy Cane with the Cool Pools next door to Mike. So I have the two facilities there, our competition education pool and the Conroe Water Park. And then I also operate a pool at the Oscar Johnson Community Center, so connected to Elizabeth's building. And then we also operate a pool at Westside Recreation Center connected to Kyle's building. So I just take everybody's land and move
in addition
around.
to that, we have the fountains.
Yep, so we have a
pad.
splash pad at Martin Luther King Jr. Park. And then we have the fountain here in downtown Conroe. And a couple of smaller welcome signs and an employee memorial.
Do you treat them like your babies?
I do. They are.
Do you have an app that tells you all the chlorine levels and all that kind of
stuff?
Yeah, it
sends me text messages currently.
I'm not kidding. I when you started talking about it, I was like, I bet you anything they have something cool, or she just gets these emails like, I wonder what the pH level of so-and-so place is.
So it sends me a text message anytime any of our chemicals are low.
How about when a little one, uses number 1?
So that would be the lifeguard calling me on that one, and that's a whole fun time too.
Oh no, because that's one thing I love about what the city here has done is, there's so many open facilities for the Conroe people to use, especially the pool stuff. Because that's that.
So we're open 7 days a week. Not every facility is 7 days a week, but there is a pool that you can go with your family every single day. Monday through Friday, we're open 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Aquatic Center.
That's at CK Ray.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the water park is open Tuesday through Sundays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., but on Thursdays we stay open until 8 p.m.
See, just go online, guys.
There's a lot.
City of Conroe. I think it's cityofconroe.org.
There's a nice little image in our playbook that has all 4 pools next to each other.
The playbook actually is a great place. I'd like to plug that. On the website, if you click on it, it'll take you to the playbook. That playbook is our program guide, and it tells you everything that's going on, and it's actually interactive. So you can go to the playbook, click on something that you're interested in, and then get more information. And, of course, all of our contact info is in there as well.
I'm going to look that up while you're
Probably the best resource in terms of having everything kind of in one place is good. But, if we're talking about the Westside pool, we're talking about the renovations. Yep. The pool itself, there used to be 2 pools there, and that's probably one of our most common questions is, hey, where did the fun pool go? And
there's a reason it's gone.
Yeah, well, frankly, just over time, the structures that were within that, the fun structures, the slides, and the toys that were built in there were degraded to the point that where we weren't going to be able to utilize those. And because, again, code, the pool that we did maintain, we had to really renovate it. Everything that we did to that pool pretty much there. I'd say 90% of what we had to do to that pool was stuff that you would never see with your naked eye, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's all
I mean, that pool has been around for how
piping
long?
and things like. I'm sorry.
How long has that pool been around?
88. Yeah, 80,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
88.
88 is when we opened up.
Yeah.
At the
I
Y.
figured you replace something like that every 10 years because
Yeah.
of how many people use it.
Well, the piping, right? It was a code thing. I think we had 6-inch. We had to go to 8-inch. All that stuff's underground. The structure of that pool was in good shape, but the family fun
The shell
pool.
itself is
Yes.
basically what we kept,
Yeah.
and we replumbed, repiped all new electrical.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Are people complaining about this? Is why you're
Well, we just
you're
want
talking
them
to
to
me
know
like
the-
you're like, I did it. Like I'm complaining about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, you don't have to explain yourself. Like I get it. I get
Well, I
it.
think it's just a great opportunity for people listening to understand why, because we just get the question a lot.
Yeah.
Of what happened to that pool? Because it's just they were used to seeing that for so many years, and we just
We knew everyone liked it, so we got rid of it.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what you tell people. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
that's also-
But Oscar Johnson's super similar,
Yeah.
and that pool isn't used as often by the public because a lot of people don't know
yeah.
Yeah.
that the Oscar Johnson pool is there.
Well, I
And
didn't even know
so-
Oscar Johnson existed. I thought it was on the Loop
Yeah.
because I honestly thought it was on the southeast side of the Loop because I never drive that ever, and I'm like, that's probably where it is because that's where everything I think is in Conroe is because I don't know. I've never
Well,
been there.
if you use the railroad tracks as the dividing line between east and west,
Yeah.
Just right
the current center is directly east off of.
So it's right next to the feed store, right
behind it. Yeah. So you
Behind
know
it.
the railroad tracks run right behind the feed store. So if you were at the feed store and you cross the tracks, you're at the Oscar Johnson pool.
there. See, so what's on the southeast side? There's a park there. I know that.
Carl Barton
Barton.
Park. That's on the loop.
Hold on. So these names are wild. I love it. Okay, because I know I've been there. That's where I was thinking it was. So this actually, so the Oscar Johnson actually has a pool and has a facility for seniors, right? Is that what I'm understanding?
No, so the Oscar Johnson Junior Community Center, we offer after-school programs, and then we also offer our Camp Fun Quest program. So currently, right now, we have 130 children going through summer camp rotations. We use the pool 3 times a week. That's right next door. We go on field trips. We really just try to keep them active and busy. It has a pretty new playground that the kids love, swings. So, I mean, we also rent the building out on the weekends for rentals. We have a lot of birthday parties, baby showers, even some churches that meet there. So it's just a community center that services the community for different programs and events.
Yeah, I feel like today's society lost connection to what a community center is and what it's supposed to be. Because it's supposed to be for the community use for all sorts of things.
Right.
So if I'm a person listening right now and I want to see exactly what you just, like a list of what you just said, cityofconroe.org, Parks and Rec button, and it's all right there. It's pretty easy to find.
Yes, sir. You would just go to the Oscar Johnson site, and it will show you everything. Or you can always stop in 100 Park Place, and I would love to give you a tour and just show you what we have to offer.
If you can find it.
It's not that bad.
I know, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
When you know where to look.
You actually
And
can
clear-
kind of see it from like Founders. Like if you look over, just
I
If you
don't
know what you're looking for, it's kind of like if you're at Target, you can see City Hall.
I think what my issue
You know
is,
what you're looking for.
I think what my issues were at Forks, right there. I get real nervous driving.
We're at Forks. You mean
Oh, yeah.
on
Or go specific in Maine, where it splits.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I get all. I kind of like what's happening here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep driving, and then of course,
Yeah, it is
and then
kind
you
of
got
a
the
wonky-
constable office right there. I'm
Yes,
gonna
you
get
gotta
busted
be careful,
for something.
right?
I'm gonna
Because
get-
I think technically you're supposed to slow down when you go over the railroad tracks.
I mean, I don't
right?
know. I don't know. And then you got people coming all over the place, and then you got jury people, and they're crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the thing about that the current Oscar Johnson Center is that it was the public works facility years ago. We're really good at repurposing things. I mean,
well, it makes sense to do it. No, that's why I'm excited about on June 20th for the grand opening over there at the what y'all called it. I didn't call it the old new YMCA building.
Yeah.
And I think that's because I guess a lot of people that went there all the time, and now
Yeah.
what I love about it is you're recreating the same kind of mission with it.
yeah.
And now it's the city doing it. And so you have the facility, so you can work out there. Can you work out there?
You work out there, play there. We have a gigantic gym.
Yeah.
We have racquetball. We have lines painted in our gym for pickleball. We have a women's fitness center. We actually, The one thing that Mike doesn't have is we have a sauna. So
Well,
that's a huge piece that we have that Mike doesn't.
I know Mike's sitting there all quiet going like, oh, why are we talking about that? What about CK Ray? What about CK Ray? Everyone's forgetting about CK Ray.
The sauna is really what makes it the new old YMCA and not just the old YMCA.
Well, I bet people are going to be asking this about the horses. I bet I think that's because I know that was that specific YMCA's cool thing. I'm pretty sure y'all got rid of the horses, right?
Well,
or are they just wild? They're just running around.
We have wild Mustangs running all over the Owen Park now.
It's not Mustangs, it's cows.
It's cows. We do have cows. Yes, another unique feature of being out in the country, if you will. No, that's a great question. We do get that a lot as well, like the pools, because that facility is still there. But what transpired? We have our police department, as you may know, started the mounted patrol. And so they're making use of that facility. They've gone in and done renovations, and that's where the police department.
That's actually really cool.
It is cool. It is cool. You've seen those horses,
yeah.
Right? I mean, they're
it's really weird because I'm like, why do we have mounted patrol here?
Yeah.
Like, I get it in certain areas because I grew up in other places that have it.
Yeah.
But here I'm like, all right, I guess it's cool. We're in Texas, so whatever.
I think it's more of just a community relations thing.
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
It's no, I know, but
it's just something different, especially
at
a heritage place. And I'm like,
yeah, there's a horse.
There's a horse here. And then because I remember I grew up in Houston, and I want to say it's TC Jester. There was a group of people that live there, and they do horses. And so if you're driving on TC Jester, they're riding down the road. So you could be driving, all of a sudden you got to stop because people in front of you are horses.
Oh, wow.
And it's really weird in Houston, but it's a huge thing over there. So I get it. It's funny. It's just different. It's like, what's going on here?
It definitely is. In fact, we had, whenever we first acquired the property from the YMCA, there was a lot of discussion on what, how we're going to utilize all of that, right?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? We were really excited about some of the opportunities, and perhaps that big arena. We talked about maybe turning it into something cool, and then whenever we found out that the mounted patrol was going to come on board, it just made sense, right?
Yeah.
Facility's already there, and it's nice having the police presence right there, right? I mean, it's kind of cool to have that. But yeah, I mean, I think there's probably from the loop all the way back down to where the horse fence starts. That's all not part of the Owen Park.
Mm-hmm.
That's the police department's mounted patrol division.
Yeah, that bus station, the old
the old park and ride.
Yeah, see, I think that's a black site.
A what?
Like it's a site where you they take you to the CIA.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Because there's something underground.
Now.
Yeah, there's something underground there. It's weird because all of a sudden there's no one there, and then all of a sudden there's everyone there, and I'm like, what goes on here?
Yeah.
But let's not talk about black sites. let's talk about Owen Park and the Recreation Center. It's all in the same area, but the park is just like a normal city park.
It is.
And then you have your centers, like everyone's talking about. How do I get access to these centers? Because I know it's not I can just wander in and be like, hey, I live here.
Well, we'd love you to just wander in, and we'll show you. In fact, if you come on Tuesday to the grand opening and the ribbon cutting, we'll tour you around and give you the full.
Well, I meant more of like I know there's like to use CK Ray to work out and use the pool. There's a membership fee
it's
to
the
it.
Same thing. And right now we have it's one membership is inclusive of every facility.
That's insane.
And now the park itself is an open city park. Owen Park we have a dog park.
Well, that's what I was trying to get to is like because some of your parks are really cool and
all of our parks are really cool.
Well, some of them are. Some of them are like you have one basketball court. I can't play basketball with 40 people, so that's not cool. But I was kidding. But there's different purposes for every park,
right?
And so with Owen Park, how is it going to be different?
I think what's really different about Owen Park is we have a lot of things on one place. So we have the covered pavilion, which we have basketball set up. We have the pond that's stocked, and we have a ton of trails. You could really get lost back there. There's a lot of trails back there, and I mean the other things that we have is trying to think of the best way to describe it. Is I think just the way the YMCA ran it was you had to have a membership to access all that. So not a lot of people really had access to that piece of land, and now it's open to anybody. And there's a lot of undiscovered flood debris back there. So
A little treasure hunt.
it is a little bit of a treasure hunt, but I mean it's a lot of land that hasn't been touched for a long time, and I think I've hit a lot of the trails, and there's a lot of good walking natural trails back there that are nice to get on and then just
And that's
enjoy
free.
being-
That's
free.
yeah.
Anyone could just show up and
You go there just like you would go to Candy Cane Park,
Yeah.
Kazimierski Park, or McDade Park. Yep, all of those amenities are open to the public.
I think another cool feature too at Owen Park is Gaga Ball. They have Gaga Ball pits, and that's really popular
What are you
with
talking
kids. And so you would be able to like go and enjoy it with your
Are you saying
family.
Gaga, like a
Yeah.
baby saying Gaga?
Yeah, it's called Gaga Ball, and so the YMCA had built it. I'm sure probably for their camp and after school programs, but so they have the Gaga Ball pits.
I gotta look this up.
Our
It's
kids
like
at
a-
camp love to play it, but it's kind of like they're like it's a
It's almost like a
octagon.
dodgeball game.
Yeah,
It's also like
Oh,
a kickball
wow.
kind of.
and so this specific park is probably the only one in Conroe besides like Oscar Johnson Junior Community Center that has that available for
That's
kids and
interesting. I've never
family.
even heard of that.
Yeah, it's really popular like at campgrounds and stuff. Most of them have them. So I think that's a cool feature about it too if you have a family.
Do you have pickleball? I know it's a big deal these days.
Pickleball? Do we have pickleball?
Where is it?
Not enough.
Not enough.
Well, Mike, where is it? Where can I go play pickleball?
We have indoor options and outdoor options.
What?
We have 3 indoor options at the Westside Recreation Center. We have 3 courts at the C.K. Ray Recreation Center. We have 4 outdoor courts at Carl Barton Junior Park. And then the number eludes me, but I know we have probably 5 or 6 courts at Martin Luther King Junior Park, and then I believe there's a court or 2 at Kazimierski Park as well. And then, yes, then we have the Candy Cane Park that are on the tennis courts. The lines are striped for pickleball. We do have a couple nets if you don't have your own. A lot of people do if you're an avid player, but if you don't have your own nets, then you can come inside the recreation center, and we have a couple loaner nets for you to play with. So we do have a lot of options. Some of the pickleball players will tell us we don't have enough, just depending on the time of the day and the time of the year. Right now, if you're playing outside isn't ideal, but it is if you choose your time correctly. So we have to
You
juggle.
mean people don't like to be hot?
Well,
I don't.
this is Texas. But,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
It's like this is what it is.
But pickleball is definitely one of the top 5 questions we probably get on a daily, weekly basis.
That you love answering so
All
much?
of our centers and on phone calls and administrative office. So.
Yeah, we have a show on Wednesdays, and we had a guy come in, and he's talking about pickleball the whole time. Like, we're not talking about pickleball right now. And then he goes, "We play in the street. We play at we play at." He lives in the Woodlands. I was like, "So you're like a 12-year-old on the block, taking out like cars are honking at you?" He's like, "Yeah, our whole street does it. We don't care." And so now I didn't know it was a big deal, and now you tell me you have all these courts.
Yes.
So outside of the pickleball stuff, is that something like what the city kind of shoots for? Because I know you guys want to provide as much, just entertainment, facilities, all that kind of stuff. You react to those kind of things because I bet you 20 years ago no one thought of pickleball courts, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, we got to figure something out, guys, because like the community wants this.
No, that without a doubt. I mean, it really kind of exploded overnight.
You want talking to the mic?
Yeah,
Our radio listeners have no idea what you're saying.
it really kind of exploded overnight for us. We had our gym was not lined for it. We really.
I still don't even know what it is. I just know it's like I thought it was ping pong but bigger
You nailed
and
it.
smaller than tennis.
So
It's
I'd say a
like
mix between ping
Yeah,
pong and tennis.
yeah, and I still don't know how big are the paddles. I have no idea.
They're a little probably about the size, a little bit bigger than a ping pong paddle, and they're kind of squared off, somewhere between a ping pong paddle and a racquetball racket, the size of it. The ball is like a wiffle ball. It really is a cool sport. It's something that people of really all ages can play, and we're seeing that. We do offer pickleball lessons.
Can you slam it still?
Yeah, you can only get so close to the net, though, the way the lines are drawn.
Okay.
There's some
That's
rules.
why I like tennis. Like tennis, you can just nail people.
Well,
And then
there's
and
some
ping
people-
pong, same way. You can
I think there's some pickleball players that can do that, right? You just have to know how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some people out there that can do that.
So what else do you think, foresee? Because this new facility opening up, let's take a step back. So June 20th.
Yep.
At the Owen Park. It's called Owen Park. So if I look up Owen Park, I'm going to find it, right?
Yes, sir. Owen
Okay.
Park and Westside Recreation Center.
Okay, so because I'll put a link to the event, and that's for the public to come. It's a ribbon cutting. It's the grand opening, but it's open right now. So
Yes.
if you want to go to the trails, if you want to go do all that stuff, you're good to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's people there. Don't
Right.
get
No,
freaked out.
There's plenty of people there. I mean, and we tried to get the center open as fast as we can, as fast as we could, and so we got it open. But we wanted to finalize some of our touches before we did our grand opening. I mean, we didn't want to grand open a half-finished building. We wanted a grand opening, what we consider to be our final product. But again, I say final product, but we are a center that's continually growing and meeting new needs and expectations. So if we don't have something now, doesn't mean we're never going to have it. We're also growing, but we're at a time where we're ready to say, hey, this is the Westside Recreation Center. This is what we have to offer.
So this is going to be a wild question.
Okay.
So you guys focus on recreation, which is kind of like pickleball and swimming and all that kind of stuff. What does technology have in store for like the Parks and Recs department when it comes to like kids and video games and all that kind of crap? It's like, how do you get kids? Are y'all's mission to get kids out of that? Or y'all are gonna be like, oh, let's just accept it. It's gonna happen.
I think there's a
You know what I'm talking about?
I do. No, I absolutely know what you're talking about. I think from a kid standpoint, we all know what you're talking about, because if you look, around this table, we were used to the outside. Well, some of us probably grew up with cell phones and the technology and stuff. I did not. But the idea is we've got to find a mix of that, because it's not going away. It's not. So we've got to find a way to blend it. We want people to have the opportunity. There's nothing really like experiencing outdoors. I mean, there's tons of studies on that. And being active, whether it's indoors or outdoors, just that, I call it manual recreation, right? The old school, get out and do something with your hands. Whether that's just walking in the park or whether that's playing pickleball. There's
Or Gaga ball.
Or Gaga ball. There's really, or disc golf, or any of those things that get you outside or get you away from that technology, if you will. Now, on the flip side of that, I know that with our summer camp programs and our after-school programs, we've tried to find ways to blend that technology in.
Mm-hmm.
We had a donation a couple of years ago that right around COVID, actually, was perfect timing, where we went and bought computers.
Yeah, we got 80 Chromebooks. So each camp location, because we have camp at Oscar Johnson, and then we also house at the Candy Cane Park at the Activity Center. So each camp has about 40 Chromebooks, and so part of camp is like rotating through different activities, and so that's one of the activities, just because it does give kids that downtime, and then letting them play a game, but it might be an hour a week, so it's limited, but it still gives them an opportunity to do something that they enjoy.
And it gets them in out of the heat, right? It's just a good downtime activity. So it's a blend, and it works well for us to do that. And it gives them, satisfies that growing need that they have. And the computers aren't just wide open to the internet. So I want to make sure that's clear.
Well, it sounds more, it's directional. It's part of the camp. It's, it's all, it's part of a system, not just like anyone can come in and like, can I get one of those Chromebooks so I can play my game on it?
Right.
So, but I think that's what's so wild about what you guys have. It's like, it's everything, but it's so much information. So just go to cityofconroe.org, look up Parks and Rec, and you can pretty much discover something that you want to do.
Without a doubt.
And
we've just touched the main things that we do, and I think Kyle kind of hit the nail on the head when he said, just because we don't have it, don't mean we won't have it, because there's plenty of opportunities. We take input all the time. In fact, we have a survey out right now on the Owen Park property for people to look at a list of items that they would want to see out there. So we're not finished out there.
Well, you want to know what the biggest waste of money you guys need to do is build a golf course. That would be great, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure everyone says that every year. It's like, do you realize how much they cost and how silly that would, how waste of land that would be?
And even operations. I don't know that I'd call it a waste of land, Dick. I mean,
well, I'm thinking of Owen Park. I'm thinking of Owen Park, and I'm like, what Kyle's talked about Owen Park is awesome because you can go on trails, you can go do all these multiple different things. But then if someone builds a golf course, people get mad. Like, you can't walk here.
Well, no, that's a great point.
I'm trying to.
That's a great point, and that's some of the I say struggles, but we're really trying to deal with that right now because there's a lot of ideas and people have a lot of desires for that. And we want to keep it as natural as we possibly can, but still provide more amenities. Mm-hmm. So there's a whole list of things that we have had. We did a study with Texas Parks, and they came in and really covered the land and looked and did some pre-work, I guess, to kind of decide what could, and we came up with a whole list of things that would be possibilities, and some maybe just pie in the sky things, right? But we've got that out on a survey right now on the website, and so that people can go and tell us what they're interested in, and we will pay very close attention to that. Some of the things on there: disc golf course, biking trails, specific like mountain biking trails. People really want that. Those narrow trails with the tight turns and things like that. So there's a whole list of things. It slips me what exactly is on the list, but maybe encourage people to go there and give their input because that's something that we're going to be paying close attention to as we develop out there.
Do y'all do anything with the lake? I know it's a silly question. The lake itself.
Lake Conroe or the pond?
Lake Conroe.
So Lake Conroe Park is actually under the county.
Okay.
And so with that, we do some volunteer work in terms of working hand in hand with them. They do a water safety day out there.
Okay.
So in that side, we go and support their efforts, but we don't have lifeguards or any of our own property in terms of the lake.
Okay. Bad question. I get it. Thank you.
We stick to the pools. They have the open water covered.
Yeah, I mean the lakes that we do have. We have obviously Carl Barton has a fishing pond, and now Westside has a fishing pond that you can go and catch. And it's not catch and release. However, you have to have a license. You still have to follow all the state laws. All the state laws, right? And there is game wardens that show up. So I just want to make that clear. They do drive around just like they would a state park or anywhere else. And maybe that's because it's easy pickings, right? People think they're at this little pond. Nobody's going to come through. I
believe it. I mean, people, where my parents live, people go fishing in their little pond. It's a little pond, and they're just have a little cooler full of fish. And you're like, really, guys? Like, this is what you want to do today is go to some random neighborhood? No, I get it. You guys you have so much going on. It's kind of frightening, especially I don't have children. I wish I had kids so that I can give them something to do. Because it sounds like I'll do so much for kids.
Well, and I think the other side is Mike has a whole portion of his department that runs special events.
Yeah.
And so in addition to just our facilities, there's additional special events that are happening.
Is Parks putting up the fireworks stuff? Is that Parks or is that just
It is. Yeah. Well, I say it is. It's a collaboration with Parks, the chamber. But our staff, Kelly Hall, is leading that.
People don't know what I'm talking about. It's red, white, and blue.
Stars and Stripes.
There's so many weird names.
Yeah.
We call it the fireworks of Heritage Plates. There you go. I think it's on July 1st.
It is Saturday, July 1st.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Okay.
We're talking about the grand opening.
Yeah. Perfect.
Of Westside Recreation Center and Owen Park, and it's open right now. I think that's kind of funny. It's like when people tell like, "Oh, it's a grand open," like, but it's open. But you're having this. So let's talk about. I have kids. We come out June 20th. What do I expect? I know it's just kind of is there an event, a special thing? Is there like a balloon maker or something, or is there food?
No. So I mean, really, the big thing is 10:30. We're cutting the ribbon at 10:30.
And then
Rigby Owen's going to be there, which
crazy.
History is his family donated the land to the YMCA.
Yeah.
And so that's why we call it Owen Park. But we're going to be there cutting the ribbon at 10:30. We're going to have cake and refreshments, and we'll be giving facility tours. So we really just want to show you what we have to offer. We want you to be able to walk through the building and see what's different. What did we do? So I'm not going to say we have scheduled activities, but we
already have stuff going on.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like business is normal, but today's just a special day to
showcase.
break the champagne bottle kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I like it.
Now we do have some. We have some drawings. So we're going to be doing a drawing for a household membership, and we have family passes for the water park. We have lots of different things: pickleball sets, racquetball sets, things like that we're going to be doing drawings for. And we also have just fun giveaways that we're going to be giving out that day. We have some drawstring backpacks, some Parks and Rec drawstring backpacks. We have cups, we have pins, we have whistles, we have trees. We have trees. They're little baby trees.
Okay, I was thinking,
don't bring your truck, not necessary.
Yeah. How about a horse?
No.
Yeah, we're giving away 6 horses.
Love it.
Yeah, so we are making an event out of it. Now, the ribbon cutting up is at 10:30, so the ceremonial part will happen in about an hour, within an hour. We're going to have, the mayor will be there. I really anticipate a lot of council. Should be a big deal. We've been anticipating the opening of this for a long time, just simply because as we're renovating, every time we would find one thing, there would be something else that needed to be done prior to being able to do that. So we were delayed in terms of what we thought we would be to get it open. So I think we're really excited to get it officially dedicated and opened and rolling. But
so are you saying the YMCA was doing a lot of shady stuff?
No, not at all.
That's what I'm hearing.
As an old Y guy, I can tell you,
I'm kidding.
Absolutely not. They
that area's been around for I don't know how long. Like,
it's an old building, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is, it's a building that was built in 1988 with the best of technology, but it's an old building that's seen a lot of use. So come from that is there's a lot of maintenance to be done. But
now you built it to where you want people to use it.
We always want people to use it, but it's still an old building.
Is it haunted?
There's some weird noises. I've been in there super late at night, and there's some noises that have made me.
Speaking of haunting, what time does it close?
We close at 8 p.m.
Okay.
We really, I know it's kind of been a thing that people have been upset with us about is that we changed our hours. But I think the thing is
you mean that one person? It's
there's
always
a
that
few.
one person that's upset.
Yeah.
But now everyone's upset.
Yeah, but we changed our hours because we wanted to offer. We took the hours that we were saving Monday through Thursday, and we pushed them to Saturday. So now we're actually open from 7 to 5 on Saturday. But we tried to just meet as many needs as we can using 2 centers. So Mike still has the same hours. Mike's open until 9 p.m. So if you want to work out till 9 p.m.
They're upset because you're closing an hour early?
Yes. But it's okay because change is hard. But what we wanted...
An hour.
But what we wanted to do was to able to offer, if you want to work out on Saturday, we have that later Saturday hours. If you want to work out later in the night, Mike has you. Yeah. So through City of Conroe Parks and Recreation using both facilities, we are covering all of our bases to kind of meet the most needs using 2 centers and not just one.
You ruined that one guy's day too.
Well, and I'll come from
an hour.
The pool side of it is the Candy Cane Park pools. The aquatic center is closed on Sundays, but the Westside pool is open on Sundays. So.
And I know it sounds like a lot of information for people, but just go cityofconroe.org and look. I mean, it's just a matter of looking it up. Imagine if we didn't have this technology to look stuff up. You know how like people would just be driving around Conroe, like, is it open? Is it? Right. I don't know. I gotta put a little sticky note and that kind of stuff. But it's all
sticky notes.
I know, but it's just when you're talking about the MapQuest book, or was it? It was the
playbook.
Well, no, I'm talking about the old school map book, the orange one. What's it called? What's it called? Key map.
Key map. Yeah.
Those are my favorite because I still use those a couple times. And it's just kind of like I'm sitting there flipping. I'm like, oh, God, look. This is taking so long. I gotta find this.
Yeah, now you got to just put the address in your phone and it'll
And
find
maybe
it
you'll
for
find
you.
it. Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of that, put in the address for Owen Park
Yeah.
10245 Owen Drive.
and Westside Recreation, June 20th. That's cool, but it's open right now. And I think that's really neat with the you do the passes. I call it a pass, but your membership, and it gets you access to everything. What's the top tier membership?
Well, we have
Because I feel like you can't use the pool unless you pay for it, and you can't use the rec center unless you pay for it. And then is that just one pass, or is there two passes, or?
The base pass covers the aquatic center and the recreation centers. Now, if you want to incorporate the water park aspect to it, that is an additional fee that you just have to pay for a water park membership. You don't have to.
So the water park is a big deal.
The water park is the one separate piece of all of it.
Who came up with that idea?
That would be me.
It's like, hey,
So Kyle was the aquatic
we can make more
supervisor.
money over here, guys. We got to separate it.
So I was the aquatic supervisor before we were the Westside Rec, and it, I feel like I'm here defending myself.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I do that.
So I'll
I do that a lot.
Kyle
too.
on his decision.
Well,
the
I
water
understand.
park hits capacity at a certain
Yes.
part.
Well, see, that's what's so amazing about y'all's choices of what kind of facilities to offer. Because I'm thinking to myself, when I hear water park, I'm like, well, that's a mess. I would not want to deal with that, just because of the amount of people. And it's confusion, like, oh, we got to get there before it opens because there's going to be a huge line. And then it's an actual water park.
So we have 5 tower slides,
Yeah.
a leisure pool that has a basketball goal, and then an activity pool that has a kid feature that has 2 slides built
Yeah.
in.
It's cool.
We do only let 300 people in at a time. So once we hit that capacity, it becomes an in and out system. And so that's kind of the key, is making sure that capacity is where everybody can enjoy the facility and not just feel crammed
Yeah, I understand.
into there. And so that's kind of where the pass, I think, got separated out and that thought process started.
Well, it makes more sense to people in my mind.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, really, when we were considering the whole season pass, I mean, we went a far away from what used to be the leisure pool. What used to be over there was 2 slides and a play feature. And that, moving to a new water park, I mean, I think we added 8 guards just by moving to the water park, to our daily schedule for on shift. So I mean, that alone was a cost.
You're talking about 300 people inside of things. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And so for us to operate and open, we have 13 lifeguards on staff just to open up that water park, in addition to just our front desk staff, the supervisors, all of that. And the season pass for the water park for a family of 4, it's $200. So versus $10 a day. So if you as a family of 4 are going to come more than 4 times during the summer, it pays for itself really fast.
It almost costs you more to stay home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you order DoorDash a couple times?
Or you can go to the Oscar Johnson pool and it's only $3 to get in.
In the West
Or just
Side
get a
pool,
pass.
The West Side pool is $5. So that's the
Or
other thing.
if you have a membership
It's-
to the rec centers, the aquatic center,
And
the
Oscar
OJ pool, and the West Side pool are all in that. It's just the water park that's off on its own little island.
Yeah, and the one thing that I think is important to mention, we talked about memberships a little bit, and we could probably talk a little bit more about that. I don't know that we finished answering your question in full, but day passes are also available, so you don't have to have a membership to come and work out. You can come and work out for a day pass. Now, it gets more affordable to get a membership pretty quick to do that.
Yeah, I think last time I looked at it, I think it was like, was it $40 a month?
For
Everything, like go swimming, go work out.
what your rates.
Because I know you have an in Conroe rate and an out Conroe rate.
Yes.
Right now, the resident is $30.
Yeah, it's,
For a month, yeah.
but like outside residents, like $40.
Yes.
42.
Because unfortunately, I live in Montgomery, so
25%.
because I live in Montgomery, so I'm gonna have to be an outside resident. It happens.
We do offer a number of discounts outside of the resident. If you are a government employee, a retired military veteran, student discounts. There is a The verification process, it's relatively simple, but we do offer some of those discounts as well on our memberships.
Well, just get a membership. So that's the answer right there for anyone.
It's about $1 a day.
Yeah.
When you look at it.
Well, I mean, I don't look at it like that. I just look at it. I look at it like I don't want to keep paying money. I'm like, here's my pass. Just leave me alone. I'm trying to get in. Because that's what I was going to say. Is like, is there like a special pass for special people? You know, like special people.
Are you asking for a free membership?
No, I'm asking if I want to be able to get it anywhere. I want all access. I can walk up to there's 300 people in that pool. I'm 301.
You want a fast pass?
Yeah, fast pass. That's here you go.
Yeah.
Fast pass?
No, we do not have that.
This pass lets me see the horses.
No. We do not have that because,
Okay.
as Sarah mentioned, the capacity is what it is.
I know. I'm just kidding. There's a reason for it, folks. I think that's what a lot of people don't realize when they're complaining so much. Like, no, there's a reason. Like, we're not doing it just because we hate you.
Yeah,
So-
I think a lot of times, I know the frustrations that I deal with sometimes is just that people didn't fully understand whether they misread or didn't read or heard from somebody, hey, you can go and do this. And then when they get there, it's not exactly what they thought. Now,
Oh,
the
yeah.
kids are ready to go swimming. They've got them, they've waited in line to get in. And they get to that window and it's like, oh, that's not exactly right. So then we have to kind of walk through that, right?
All the information, cdconroe.org.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Or phone call away. If you're old school, man, pick up the phone and call us.
Who's working that?
All
We
of us.
each have each center has its own line. So if you've got a question about
Let's talk. I want that guy or girl on the air with me. I'm like, what kind of calls you have this week? Tell me about it.
Yeah, that would be an interest. That would be a 2-hour show probably.
That's hilarious.
411 number.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Now, I know the only thing we really have in my mind we haven't really covered is the camps, because it is summertime, and we all have year-round camps, if I remember correctly. Like,
Yeah, so we have holiday camp. So anytime
Yeah.
the kids are out of school, as long as it's not a city holiday, we do offer a camp. So currently we have our Camp Fun Quest program during the summer. We are open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You can drop off at 7 a.m. And not pick up until 6:30. But camp really just operates 9 to 4. So the before and after those hours, we just kind of do low-key activities, board games, the big hits, Foursquare, Legos, just different stuff to kind of keep them cool. And then at 9 o'clock, we start our opening ceremonies where we sing songs and have a moment of silence and do the Pledge of Allegiance, get our day started.
it's camp.
Yeah,
That's what you
and
do
then
at camp.
we go through rotations, Gaga Ball, playgrounds, Legos, the Chromebooks, just different stuff. We like to keep them active, so we have game time, sports. We were fortunate at the Oscar Johnson Junior Community Center. Our board just redid our game room, so we do have some new TVs with gaming systems, and we even have a really cool old school Pac-Man arcade game in there. The kids love it. And then, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we go swimming. We are able to use the pool at the Oscar Johnson Center. And then the kids that go to the rec center, they use the water park pool. And so they go in the mornings before their day kind of starts, and then they come back to camp. On Wednesdays, we do field trips. So this week, they were at Rainbow Roller Rink.
Oh, cool,
Time to
yeah.
Spare. Next week, we're going to travel to the Houston Interactive Aquarium. I've heard really great things about it, and the kids are super excited about going, and then they're also going to main event. So we just try to alternate just different kinds of field trips, so it's something for everyone, just different interests. We also do on-site field trips, so we've had the crocodile encounter come, Texas snakes, 5-Star Entertainment came and did a DJ, like a karaoke day, and the kids absolutely loved it. So, just something, parents have to work. And so somewhere for their kids to go where they're not sitting on the couch with the Nintendo all day, right? And the kids really enjoy it. They have fun. I was telling Scott at breakfast this morning, we had one kid really upset because his mom picked him up at 4:05. And she promised him she would never do that again. That would be
Lesson learned on
'cause
that one.
he lost camp time, So they truly want to be there. They want to be out and playing and just being active.
Yeah, I think the key word for those who are listening is the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the playbook, playbook because it has all that information of like how to sign up, what the ages are, and all like when it is, the dates. It's all year round. If I remember, the playbook.
The playbook is
covers the whole year.
Yeah. Well, we put it out twice a year,
Okay.
But yes, there's always a playbook available online that shows what's currently going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes in that transition between playbooks, there might be something happening that we couldn't get in the playbook, and sometimes we come up with new stuff that just after the playbook was out. So that's why the website's super important because the information is there on the website.
And that's cityofconroe.org.
Cityofconroe.org.
Parks and Rec right there is a little button. Was there anything else we did not cover?
Well, I mean, I wanted to mention too. We talked about camps. We have a teen camp as well, which is pretty unique.
What are teens? What is that?
So if you're going into the 7th or 8th grade,
Okay.
we have the Totally Teen program. So this year we have 2 drop-off sites, one at Oscar Johnson and one at the Rec Center. At 9 o'clock, we meet up at the Westside Recreation Center, and that's where we're located. Camp is a little bit different. They do community service projects, so we'll be partnering with like the Conroe Rotary, Conroe Noon Lions Club, the Community Assistance Center, just different things to get those kids where they're out in the community volunteering. Next week, they're going to do a car wash at the Senior Center. They do some more elaborate field trips. Roller skating's not really cool to the teens. They like it, but not like that.
They go to the
that
mall.
Might be,
Not anymore.
not. They go on college tours.
Yeah.
So we can offer that experience to them because a lot of them might not have ever had that. Like where someone's talking to them about college. They swim 3 days a week. They're lucky because they get to enjoy all 3 pools at the Westside, the water park, and Oscar Johnson. And then, we focus on team building with them and just offering them different experiences to kind of, what is the 7th and 8th grader like? Like where it's not like, they've outgrown, baby camp and now they're at the big camp. Everybody looks forward to it. So I think probably one of the new field trips we're doing with them this year is we're taking them to the Tree Venture in the Woodlands. And
wild-looking place.
Yeah. So we're going to partner with the Woodlands Township Teen Camp, and we're going to both be together and be able to offer that to them. So they just, they're kind of mobile. They hang out at different centers. They go to different parks. They enjoy a lot of our parks, and then, also giving them the opportunity to give back to their community and serve. So it's a really neat camp. And then after you age out of camp, Camp FunQuest and the Totally Teen Camp, you can always come back and volunteer as a Camp FunQuest counselor in training. And so we just offer those kids that are in, 9, 10, 11th grade that really can't work yet, the opportunity to come and learn with us and get volunteer hours. And so this year we have a lot of kids that grew up in camp all the way, and then they went through that counselor and training program, and now they're our camp staff. So it's really cool to see.
We grow our own.
I believe that's what Connor's motto is, right? And well, guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah.
That was a lot of information. It's already been an hour.
Has it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't even believe that.
Yeah. I looked at the clock. I was like, oh, shoot, we got to get going.
Well, one thing we didn't touch on that I would just like to drive people again. I know we've said the website a lot. We have a lot of special events going on this summer. July is Parks and Recreation Month. There's going to be some special activities going on.
What does that mean?
Well, it's just the National Recreation Park Association. It's
Y'all need your own month?
Oh yeah, need it.
Guys.
We need 3 months.
That doesn't mean y'all get time off.
No, the
Bye, Elizabeth. Elizabeth's got to go.
Bye, Elizabeth.
She's very important.
Yeah. So just and I know like this Friday we have our movie in the park.
Yeah, that's cool.
And all
That's a heritage place, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And we have Flick and Floats. We have one at
Each pool.
pool this summer.
Oh, wow.
That will start up next week.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So there's something going on all the time, right? And most of these events are free. Flick and Floats are not. But most of the stuff that we do downtown, like Kids Fest, right? It's free, and it's free because we have great people to sponsor and such. So super appreciative of all the people that sponsor our programs and our events.
I'm going to let people know who are watching on Facebook and things. I'm going to put the link for the upcoming grand opening on June 20th, along with the website. I know I put the department website on there for everyone who wants more information about everything we covered. Again, guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah,
and I look forward to having you back in. I'm going to go check out these facilities. and I'll probably be out there on June 20th.
That'd be great.
Trying to get my special pass, see if I can work that out. No, I'm just kidding. But that's one thing I do want to note. Just look it up, see at Conroe.org. Like, just try it out. Get one of those passes, try it out, because now that new place is open, it's closer to me.
Right.
So now I don't have to drive all the way over here. I mean, I hate driving all the way over here. No, I'm just kidding. Well, congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That's a cool facility, and it's a cool thing for the community to use. So congratulations to you guys. And we're going to get back to regular programming here on Mornings with Lone Star. If you have a song request or you want to be a guest, reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, Mornings with Lone Star, or you can just email us at lscrstudios@gmail.com. We do have some special guests tomorrow, so keep an eye out on our social media who the special guest is. And, we'll see you guys later.
Statistics show that 1 out of every 6 Texans struggles with food insecurity